Autumn, winter, spring, and summer. Long ago, the 4 seasons of fragrances lived in harmony, but that all changed when the Ambroxan nation attacked. Class is in session. I've had a look at your suggestions from last week's video. Next week, we're going to discuss the most underrated fragrances according to you guys. But today, the video is 4 seasons, 8 fragrances. The idea of this video is for the collector who likes to go through one signature fragrance in each season. Let's say every 4 months, you'd like to go for a 50 ml bottle. This is the video for you. These fragrances aren't necessarily the number one of each season, but the scenario that I've envisioned is that you wear this one fragrance for everything, day and night, for all of that season. It's a challenging task. I'm trying to make it one designer and one niche. Let's get into it. Starting off with autumn or fall, we're going to go for a designer fragrance that I've discovered recently. Roche's Moustache Eau de Parfum. Roche's Moustache is a clone of a private line fragrance from YSL called Tuxedo. That is £300, whilst this is £25. I haven't smelled Tuxedo, but when I smell this doesn't smell like the price tag at all. It has this really elegant rose scent DNA to it. It's rose mixed with some sweetness, mixed with some fresh woody notes. I think if you're an elegant, well-dressed and sophisticated man, this is an excellent value fragrance, especially for the autumn time. My niche autumn choice is Penhaligon's Sartorial. I've said in previous videos, this is one of the greatest barbershop fragrances ever made. A barbershop fragrance has this old school, gentlemanly, masculine, soapy scent DNA to it, whilst this goes for a more heavy approach with honey and metallic notes. This smells like you're wearing freshly pressed linen on yourself. It's a really cool aroma and concept they've created here. Again, you're paying £100 for this, but this is higher quality than the price you are paying. Some Penhaligon fragrances are overpriced, but this one definitely isn't. When it comes to winter, obviously it's a lot more cold and bitter in that season. Fragrances that have a lot of complexity are going to be stars here. You need something to warm you up and really make you feel cozy during this season. My designer pick is Tom Ford's Black Orchid, the Eau de Parfum. This is a classic fragrance that is a master of complexity. It's got a lot of ingredients packed into here. It is a chocolate, floral, sweet, dark fragrance. It's unisex. I do think you need the right personality to balance out the femininity in this fragrance. It's not necessarily my style, but I think this is perfect for winter as your signature. It's got a very unique scent profile to it. This will make you stand out, has great performance of 10 hours with a moderate projection. And then on the niche side of things, I'll suggest something that's more safe. The masterful perfumery of Parfum de Marly's Layton. Layton is a lot more safe than Black Orchid. I think more personality types can rock this. This is Parfum de Marly's greatest fragrance. This is a 10 out of 10 in terms of its scent. And again, it's another niche fragrance. I do think it's worth its price tag of around £200. You get a warm, spicy apple pie DNA that's balanced out with this powdery freshness. It's super handsome, super sexy, gets a lot of compliments and lasts at least 14 hours. So there's no slouch in the performance department. One of PDM's greatest, Layton. Check it out if you haven't already. Spring is the time that you're getting excited, the weather is getting warmer. Usually I associate green or floral fragrances with this season. We uploaded our top 10 spring video recently. The #1 spot was Terre d'Hermès, but it's not going to be included in this video. I thought Terre d'Hermès was more of a mature scent, so I thought I'd suggest something more appropriate for more ages. I suggest Moschino's Toy Boy, which is definitely floral. I would happily wear this day in and out. This is a very versatile fragrance. This has that floral scent DNA I was talking about, which makes it a little bit challenging. If you can get past Toy Boy's rose scent DNA, it's a little bit different for a men's fragrance. It's got a lot of complexity here as well. It's spicy, sharp, fresh at the same time, with excellent performance of a loud projector of 12 hours. Let me know, guys, if you've tried Toy Boy in the comments. Do you like it? I think this fragrance is underrated. My niche pick is going to be my #1 most complimented fragrance, which is Mancera's Cedrat Boisé. Not my favorite fragrance, but easily my most complimented. This is Mancera's take on the Adventus DNA. It's not a clone at all, but it's still that smoky, citrusy scent profile. It combines lemon, blackcurrant, and then a smoky leather. So it's its own little twist on the DNA. I've had girls always tell me this smells super masculine, it smells like a strong guy's fragrance. I still rock this when I want a smoky, fresh scent aura around you. I want to feel like a badass and I want to get compliments. Summertime, you still want to smell sexy, but the high heat can annoy you with fragrances. The more heat there is in your environment, the more fragrance molecules get activated and go into the air, making any scent you wear more intense. So if this fragrance is going to be worn day in and out by myself, it's going to have to be not annoying in any way. It's going to be very fresh. You can't go wrong with Versace Pour Homme. My favorite from Versace, Alberto Morillas, made a masterpiece. Smells similar to Chanel's Allure Homme Sport, so don't get this if you already own that, but otherwise, this is a beautiful classic scent profile. It has a nice combination of cleanliness, but also some sexiness in there as well. And finally, I struggle to pick a niche day in and out summertime fragrance from my collection, only because usually they're not versatile enough to be worn all the time. So technically this house is niche. If you look it up, I'm going to suggest to you Versace Hawas. How fantastic that a niche pick in this list is affordable. Versace Hawas is one of my most complimented fragrances again. It's Paco Rabanne Invictus, the original and Aqua mixed together, given a slight Middle Eastern touch, put on steroids with monstrous performance, 12 hours of loud projection. It is synthetic, it is linear, but this is a highly loved fragrance in the community. The new bottles nowadays have a grey juice inside them, but apparently they are still the same as these purple bottles. I highly recommend you check out Versace Hawas if you haven't already. And that concludes the video. I'm wearing Jeremy Fragrance's Black Tie for Men today. It's a good fragrance. I wouldn't pay $400 for it, but it's definitely his most niche yet. So have you guys tried it? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. Next week, I'm going to be reviewing 5 of your most underrated fragrances, and whoever gets the #1 spot, I will be buying that person any designer fragrance of their choice. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Class dismissed.